want to heart that one too. All right, I think that's what we have for sharing from our halfway heroes. Ah, here is another one from Jana. Do not be surprised when trouble comes. Jesus said we would have trouble. He also said that he would remain with us.
Love that. Guys, okay, you're so smart. All right, I decided to record this because I know that some people aren't able to get on. So I want to make sure I'm gonna have to go through this a little bit. Okay. All right. So I'm just making sure we have to go back. You guys can see my screen. You guys are good.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys, when you achieve the Rise and Shine event, which is placing a 600 wholesale or having a new team member, you get to be on these special calls Monday through Fridays at 8:30 a.m. Central. And so put in the chat if you love getting on these calls and what you gain from them. So just FYI, you are invited to these on a monthly basis for that. And then we have a game board. This is on your unit Facebook group. Make sure you are tracking it because there are prizes and it's the final four, you guys, March 1st through June 30th. Oh my goodness. Okay. And company announcements. I looked at flights today, my friends. We fly into Dallas, Texas on August 7th. 7th. You fly in on the 7th in the morning, you fly out on the 10th in the afternoon or evening. And the event is actually in Fort Worth, but you fly into Dallas. Okay. Everybody is invited. We're going to be talking about this a lot more. And for those of you who are local, this is all in the unit board under upcoming events. We have a spring cleaning event. I'm inviting everybody. They can come in and trash their non-Mary Kay products and get $1 from you off of new Mary Kay products. You want to invite everybody. If you're not local, you want to host your own. Okay, you seriously want to do a spring cleaning event? I think I just froze. Okay, it's an open house style. We are going to be asking people to be volunteers at different stations, and we're going to have a recruiting station, a referral station, a booking station, and they're going to get a ticket for going to every station. There's new foundations. We'll have a new matching station. Oh my gosh, who's excited about this spring fling? Your national sales director is going to be in town. So Heidi's going to be at this event too. What? Put this on your calendar. I don't care where you live. You might just want to come. All right. April 12th, 1 to 3 p.m. It is open house style. We are excited. There's an RSVP link in the board and a link where you can see who's even RSVP'd. Okay. All right. Amy, take it away. You have a product commercial for us.
I was expecting it at the end, but that's okay. Awesome. I'm so excited. I get to share since we were talking about we're going to start over. Since we were talking about what's in fashion this spring, I'm going to talk about the lip glosses because they are fantastic, my friends. I wear them and get so many compliments all the time. You may not think they're your color. Try again. I did not think this red would be my color. It's my color, my friends. The purple, ugh, it is like the perfect touch to like just running out the door. And then this brown, you have to be careful because a little goes a long way with them. But a lot comes out. But if you just add just a little bit, I'm going to do the red since that's what I'm wearing, but I'm just going to freshen it up. And they are smooth gliding. They go on really well. This is a cream. Boy, see, little goes a long way. You can also blot. I blot a lot. Pair it with one of your favorite your neutral lip liners to keep it in. So then it stays longer as well. And you can blot. I will be fixing my lip gloss after this. They do have a vanilla scent to them, but they're also super moisturizing. Like if my lips have been chapped because I feel like it's never going to get warm here in Michigan, I've been putting these on because my lips are really dry. So if you're not feeling very brave about these colors, try again because they might just actually give you a little bit more confidence to talk to that person that you've been wanting to talk to at the bank.
Thank you, Amy. All right. And you guys, if you have not tried those, they are limited edition. Get those now. Get those now and wear them. And Amy, you're wearing it. That is like the best advertisement.
It is because people will comment, "Oh my gosh, I love your color." You're like, oh, "Thank you. You want to try it?"
Oh my goodness.
You can
That is
try.
awesome. Okay, we're gonna switch it up a little bit. We're gonna make this fast and furious. With your recognition, I want you to comment how much in sales you had last week. Let's do a count up. How much in sales, retail sales did you have last week? Whoa, Amy, 662. Awesome. Who else? Comment your sales. I know some of you filled out a Google form, but you know what? We're going to just go to this.
Bugs flying around me, people.
Comment your sales. Comment your sales, you guys. All right, keep going, keep going. All right, 108, 89. Awesome. 0. That's okay, Tam. All right, that happens. 77. Okay, keep going. Keep commenting your sales. Yeah. Comment your faces. I want to know how many new faces or how many faces you saw last week too. Amy saw 8. Ooh, I think that was a party. It's fun, you guys. That is working
Fancy
smart,
that.
not hard. Okay. And virtual faces count, my friends. There are going to be there's going to be a virtual bingo on Thursday night that you can invite guests into. Um, Sold to 4 people. Good job, Aurora. 448. Good job, Lindsay. Keep commenting your faces and skincare surveys if you followed up with them, or the skin trials, those count. Not if they're like going through it, right? It's like when you close them out, count them as faces. 6, awesome. Shelby, this is awesome. 4 faces, good job, Linz. Okay, faces take you places. Okay. And remember, you're washing your face every night, so you know what to do. When you have an appointment with somebody, you're simply telling them what you do. Why do we make it so hard, right? Let's go. Okay, how many new leads did you get? Put in the comment section how many new leads you got last week. How many referrals? Referrals. Okay, 2, 10. Good job. Good job. How many referrals? Okay. I think Lynette is driving you guys, but she got 95 referrals.
Nice, Lynette.
I don't know how she's gonna have to share, but okay, we're gonna actually have the queen share at the end. Okay, we're gonna have the queen share at the end before Lori closes it up. Okay, all right. How many career chats did you guys do? How many conversations did you have? Hello, you enter them in for the spring product box by midnight tonight to Heidi's office line. Hello, how many career chats did you do? Okay, you guys, it's go time. Let's go. We got to share. We got to send out Heidi's video. Okay, Tiffany had a chat. Shelby had 6 chats. Okay, you guys, it's just conversations. I had 3 in person at my party even, and they're like hard no's. I'm like, so those are hard no's? I said, hey, you guys have to ask me questions about the business. And one just said, I'm so busy, Nicki. And I said, well, that's more of a statement. And I did at the end of the party, so we knew each other, and she started laughing totally. But I'm like, you guys, just have conversations. Even if they say no, it's still a conversation.
Yep.
9 total. Good job. Lindsay had 5. Okay, this is why we have new recruits, you guys, right? Okay, so let's go. Who's committed to having some conversations? Get over yourself. I'm just going to tell you, get over yourself. It's not about you. If Heidi had not shared the opportunity with me, none of you would be on this Zoom tonight. Not one of you. Okay. It's not about you. How can this opportunity possibly change somebody's life? Okay. Tammy is committed. Jana's committed. Put in there if you're willing to get over yourself and just have some conversations. And they're not hard. Even my no's were really fun. They were. They're really
It's
fun.
nice because you're getting an answer.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. Get over yourself. Okay, I like that. All right, this is we're all adults, right? We can get over ourselves. Okay, we're not 2-year-olds. We're not 4-year-olds. Okay. All right, my friends. All right, now it is time. Okay, hold on one second. I know we're gonna share
Hey, Shelby.
leads. Okay, we're gonna hear from our queens at the end. Okay, all right, let me just get this. Something happened to my computer. I think when it records. Okay, now you guys, it is time for game on. Game on. Okay, so queens are going to share at the end. All right, so Tammy. All right, so I'm going to spotlight us because we are going to teach you guys how to be coachable. Okay, who has watched any of the basketball games? Any or heard about them? I just kind of have heard about them. I fell asleep during one actually.
You haven't watched any or even like the last 2 minutes of any of them?
No, I just watched the highlights. And
Oh,
you
man.
guys, honestly, I just like One Shining Moment. They play it at the end and I always cry. If you don't know what that is, it's really cool. One
Yeah.
shining moment. Okay,
Mhm.
Tammy, tell us about being coaching and how personalities play into that.
Yeah, so I've been seeing a lot with March Madness and with college basketball going on, whether it's women's teams playing or men's teams playing. And some people are, posting on social media like what makes a great coach. And what I've really kind of summed it up to be is a great coach is somebody who pays attention to get to know their players. Because if you are a mother, you know that all of your children need to be taught and disciplined in different ways. Have you guys noticed that before? Okay. I have 5 children. I've noticed that. Okay. And so what works for one player or one child does not work for the other one. And there was this video of a woman on a college team and her coach, you guys, she was in her face like this. In her face, she was literally like touching her chest with her finger. But like here's the deal, they did an interview with that player and they were kind of like, "Whoa, like was that okay? What was going on with like your coach and stuff?" She's like, "Are you kidding me? My coach knows me probably better than anybody else knows me. She knows what pushes my buttons. She knows what gets me excited, what gets me motivated." And she said exactly what I needed her to say in that moment. And she believed in me. And I went back out there in that game and I played the best game of my life. And so that's what it means like to have a great coach, that they know you and that they want what's best for you in that moment and for your life. Because if they can coach you to be competitive and to whether it's win, lose, or draw, you guys, it's all about playing to be competitive. When you're playing as a player and you're being coached, that coach is winning as well because they're doing their job. And so it's all about getting to know each other on a deeper level. That's what being able to be coached and having a great coach is all about.
Okay. So, how do we get to know ourselves? Because you guys, in Mary Kay, you are a coach and you're also a player.
Hmm.
I want you to realize that. And so, Tammy and I have taken a test and it's called Strengths Finder. And so, if you have taken that test, I want you to go ahead and put in the comment your top 5 strengths. If you have not, we're challenging you to take it this week. And I will put in the chat the website where you can find it. There is a cost, but here's the thing. It's worth it. It is so worth it to find out what your top strengths are. Okay, so who knows what their top strengths are? You can pay to do 5, which is cheap. It's like $15, you guys. Okay. But if you want to be coachable, you want to share your strengths with your coach, who's your sales director. All right. And so I have mine saved in my notes in my phone. And so that's where I find it. And I also, if I have yours, I save it under your contact because we are different. So, Tammy, can you share? Tammy just put her 5 strengths in the chat. Okay, I'm just trying to find. Tam, can you share the website in the chat?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. You did it for school? Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you should still be able to have access to it no matter when you did it, like if you don't have it readily available.
Okay, these are my top. I've had my kids take it. I have
Hmm.
theirs. I've had my husband take it.
They have it for like 12 and under too,
Yes,
like
they have kids.
9 to
Okay,
12.
Jana's taken it. Positivity, connectedness, belief. Okay, now it's more about Strengths Finder is more about you knowing yourself because then you know how to be coached. Tammy and I were talking earlier. This is interesting. If you tell me what to do, I will not do it. Who is like that? Who doesn't like to be told what to do? Okay. Now it's interesting because there it is, you guys. Copy and paste it.
Sorry, I can
Copy
make
and
the link
send it to
smaller.
yourself. She sent it from Facebook, so it's really long. It's fine.
Sorry. I'll get it out of here. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
But I was reflecting on this, and when Tammy was like a red jacket going into DIQ, becoming a sales director, She would just say, just tell me what to do, Nicki, and I'll do it. Very different personalities, right? But the thing is, you guys, she did it. She would follow through. So I'm going to ask Tammy some questions, you guys. And this is a whole thing. So I want you to take notes because some of this may help you. Okay. So when I asked Tammy, when she started Mary Kay, and she's going to share a little bit about her story, is if she had poor time management, how many of you have ever felt like you have poor time management? Just raise your hands. Okay. So Tammy, um, you were 22 years old. You were a full-time teacher,
Mhm,
coach, a lot of different things.
mhm.
What did you do to improve your time management?
Great. So on Sundays, I did office time, like in the evening, to get myself started for the week. And I would do a weekly plan sheet. I literally printed them off, and we have those on our boards. We have them, if you literally Google it, Mary Kay weekly plan sheet, it's on In Touch as well. And I would color code it. And like I knew exactly when I had time to work my Mary Kay. I highlighted when I could physically hold appointments, when my success night was, when I had booking time. And so I actually would email Nicki on Sunday nights my weekly plan. Even if she didn't respond, I didn't care. Like that was our form of texting back then. Okay. So that was 22 years ago. That I would email her every Sunday night. And then what that allowed me to do is then I did my focus notebook and I would write down every night before I went to bed my 6 most important things to do list. And I would also email that to Nicki every night before I went to bed. And then when I had my Mary Kay time the next day, those are the 6 top things that I would do.
And I didn't tell you to do that. I didn't
No,
coach you to do that. Why did you do that?
I did it so that I was in the mode of college mode still because I had just graduated from college. So having like an assignment and a task. And so it helped me be better with my own time so that I like nobody was telling me when to go waitress anymore. Like but I had my teaching job. I knew that I was there from 7 a.m. till 4 or 5 p.m. every day. But then I needed to figure out, okay, how am I going to fit in my Mary Kay to be able to make this amount of money that my goal was to make for paying for my wedding. So I
And
had
it,
I had a numbers goal and then I had to fit it into like, okay, when can I work my Mary Kay?
okay, so you guys having a numbers goal, like I want to make $1,000.
Mhm.
I want to make $2,000. How much money do you want to make in the final 4 months of the seminar year? What are you putting that towards? Right now, Tam, I want to buy all new furniture. And my husband even said, you haven't bought new furniture in a long time. So we
Mhm.
just bought a new bed. Those are not cheap, a sleep number bed. I want to buy a new couch. I want to buy a new island for my kitchen. I want to buy a new dining room table.
You want
Seriously,
to
like
sell any of your bedroom stuff to my girls? They're redoing their room.
100%. Okay,
Okay,
and I'm going to
great.
list everything. So who wants to go shopping? But you guys, that motivates me. I love buying furniture. You want my couch? I'll sell it to you. Okay. This is awesome. All right, come over. But seriously, you guys, this a numbers goal. So I
Mhm.
want you to comment or write this down because you're going to have a coaching call with your sales director and she's going to ask you, number one, what's your number goal? What is it? Okay. And how
Like
are you going to
I
achieve it?
literally had a goal. I had a loan for my inventory. And I knew that I was going to pay it off within 12 months. So I knew that I needed to sell a certain amount of miracle sets to pay that loan. But I also wasn't just working to pay a loan. I wanted to put $600 into my checking account for my wedding fund. And then the extra money was me going to the movies and buying new Doc Martens. Like that's what I spent my money on.
Which are always in style.
They
Okay,
are. I
so
guess I
so
just don't have
Tammy,
any anymore.
you guys, if you see pictures of Tammy, she did not look like she did today. And so she really didn't. She was a total tomboy. It's really like a transformation. But you had low self-image. And
Mhm.
so what did you do? Because you're like, I don't know how to be professional.
Right.
Because you guys, I've been watching a lot of things and following a lot of things that is like Mary Kay said wear a skirt or dress, look professional. You guys, the reason she did that is she knew that it changed how a woman felt. And when your confidence is growing, you can give confidence. Remember, I said get over yourself. So, Tammy,
Mm.
how did you get over yourself?
Mhm. At that time, I was used to being in college sports. I was in soccer and basketball and waitress mode. So those are like my uniforms. So I was used to wearing uniforms. And then as a teacher, I wore professional clothing, not stylish at all. But I knew that I wanted to have like, here's my Mary Kay attire. So at the time, I went to J.C. Penney and I bought a black pencil skirt and a black blazer and a white button-down shirt, and that is what I wore to all of my Mary Kay functions. And when I put that on, my roommate knew that I was going to Mary Kay and that I was in that mode of going to my job. And now when I work it in my business, I got the beauty coat from MK Connections, and it's so easy to not think about what to wear. I just put that on and I look super professional, and my kids know that I'm going off to work. So that's kind of how it's transformed.
And you guys, it does something mentally for you. I always wear my beauty coat, even though I hold appointments in my home. It's like
Mhm.
it's putting on my uniform, it's giving me confidence.
Yeah.
Who feels like that? Raise your hand if that beauty coat gives you confidence.
Yes,
Okay.
Gina.
It really does, you guys. Invest in that one thing. And I've had my beauty coat probably for 10 years. I should maybe
Yes.
get a new one, but who cares? I've had it forever,
Yeah.
forever. And it's a tax deduction, a tax
Yep.
deduction. Okay. So Tam, you had moved, you didn't know anybody. Everybody's always like, how do I get leads? Where do I start? What do I do?
Mhm.
Okay. How did you work your business when you did not know anybody?
Great question, Nikki. Well, Nikki and I
You had
did
to
a
coach
launch party.
yourself. Now, let's be clear. You guys, I didn't give her these ideas.
Mhm.
You coached yourself because you had a money goal
Yeah.
and you were willing. You guys, the key word is willing. You were willing to do what you needed to do to make your business work. So,
Yeah.
what did you do?
My goal was everywhere I went and spent money, my goal was for people to know who I was and to create a connection with them. And I'll kind of give you an idea on how that turned into today. Okay. But so I was a teacher at a small Christian day school. I was a fourth grade teacher. I had 12 students. I invited all 12 of those students' mothers to my launch party. I invited my coworkers, other teachers, and the pastor's wife, and the lunch lady to my house for my launch party. At the launch party, of those like 12 or 14 people that came, we booked 5 of them to have a party for me. And then they shared it with people that I didn't know outside of the church and school. So from those 5 parties booked, then every single party, I asked for referrals and I gave them like a lip gloss or a mascara for writing down 5 or 10 referrals. And then I would always walk away with 2 parties from each of those bookings. So from those 5 parties, I walked away with 10 parties then because of the domino effect. And if they didn't have those friends that they wrote down on their referrals to come to their party, I did make phone calls and I literally said, hey, is this Nikki? Hey, Nikki, this is Tammy. You don't know me, but we both know Lindsay. And Lindsay and I just got together yesterday for a Mary Kay pampering session. And she wrote your name down because she said you're a hardworking mom and that you would totally need some free pampering. Is this something that you would love to be able to get together and do this week or next week? And I knew that script because I had it written down and that's what I wrote. So that's how I did from appointment to appointment from that initial launch party. And then I worked out at a gym. So I got to know people. I wasn't creepy Mary Kay. This is my friend who is doing the spin bike next to me. Hey, what are you doing on Monday night? Do you want to come and be a model with me at my Mary Kay success event? That's literally what I did. So my goal is to always bring at least 2 or 3 guests with me every single Mary Kay event because we had them in person weekly and I created my own things. I got my nails done a couple times. So I would book people there and I did facial boxes at the nail salon. And then also at the bank, I would actually walk into the bank to make my Mary Kay deposits. And every week I would pay myself with a check Okay, so I would write to Tammy Schmidt, that's my maiden name, from Tammy Schmidt, my 40% income from like my expenses and my sales. And I would go in and make deposits and get to know the people who worked at the bank. So those are like the people that I was frequently seeing and working from there.
Okay. And then the last question. Well, first off, trust. So
Mhm.
why did you I listened to the sermon, you guys, and he said that when you have high trust, you don't need a lot of details.
Mhm.
When you have low trust, you ask for a lot of details. Let me give you an example. He said, okay, my wife said she's going to get her nails done. And he's like, I don't need to know how much she's spending, where it's located. I'm not tracking her on my phone. I'm not worried. He's like, my wife said she's going to get her nails done. I trust her.
Yeah.
His teenager said, I'm going to the movies. He's like, what movie? What time? Who's going? What time will you be home? He's getting, it's a teenager. He's like, but when you have high trust, you don't need a lot of details. So
Mhm.
why did you trust me when I said 30 faces a month full circle is going to help you quit your full-time job, pay for your wedding, and give you a career? Why did you trust that?
Well, I trusted you because I saw you do it. And I saw how you worked at Full Circle and you worked consistently 2 parties a week in and week out, week in and week out, not taking breaks. There was always 2 parties a week. I also lived with Nicki for 2 summers when I was in college. We got some funny stories about that. Sorry, Ryan.
I was not a very good guardian. I had a lot of trust,
You are a
and I
great guardian.
and I shouldn't have trusted her as much as I did.
I wasn't that naughty. It was totally fine, guys. Don't worry about it. I survived and I turned out great. But like I trusted you because I also lived with you and I saw you do it from the beginning. I saw you do it after a baby. I saw you through, earning like the use of free cards. You guys, there's what other business have you been a part of where your friend and coach like has earned the use of multiple free cars? I mean, I've earned 10 free cars. How many of you earn now?
Like 14.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like those are like, yeah, I'm gonna trust you. And like I saw you decorate your house with your Mary Kay money. It wasn't Ryan's teaching income that was paying for these extra things. I saw you be a present mom, and we would go on field trips with your kids when I was in college. I came down for spring break, and I would stay at your house and Heidi's house, and I saw you take time to be with your sister and hang out with your children, but also here's your Monday night meeting, here's your party on Tuesday, here's your party on Saturday, whatever your schedule was. And so I saw you guys work it, and I saw you work it as a business even though you were your own boss. So I trusted the process because I saw you do it. And then I also was introduced to other people who were doing it too.
Okay. And then Tam, the last question I'm going to ask you is, there was a time where I remember you doing 30 career chats in 1 month and zero people said yes. Zero. And you called me up and you're like, something that process seems a little hard. Like, what's happening? And I was like, I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
So we started doing a lot of three-way phone calls, but then you also memorize the magical question. So what changed? You can share that funny story of one of our three ways too.
Yeah.
We did a lot of things together as a coach and teammate. Okay, so wrap us up with
And
help
mind
give
you, you
people hope.
guys, we were in completely different states the whole entire time. None of this was in person. That was 22 years ago. None of it was in person. So and also we didn't really have cell phones yet.
No, no.
Yeah. So there you go. Um So what I realized is sometimes I wasn't asking the closing question at the end of a career chat. We would talk and I would get to know them and they would get to know me and then I would babble about Mary Kay stuff, but I wasn't asking great questions and then I wasn't listening to their answers because I didn't ask them questions. Okay. When I started asking them more questions and then I started listening, I started hearing what they needed. So like find a need and fill it with Mary Kay. Maybe Mary Kay is the answer for you. Maybe you need some Jesus. Maybe you just need some good skincare. Like that's our goal, is to figure that out in that process. But then I also asked the question, like, is there any reason why we can't go ahead and get your starter kit ordered today? And then be quiet. So that was a big thing, was asking great questions and being humble enough to be quiet and listen to their answers instead of always feeling like I had the next thing to say. Those 30 career chats, I mean, for Pete's sake, we still got to work the numbers, right? 1 in 4, 1 in 5. It just really depends. I mean, the other week it was 1 in 3 people that I had a career conversation with. But what we ended up doing, you guys, the confidence grew because like the questions got better, the listening skills got better, and the next 8 people said yes in a row. So it was numbers 31 through 38 who said yes. And if I would have just stopped because my confidence was crushed, instead of going, what can I fix? What can I tweak? I even had an adopted sales director, Lisa Rada from Madison area, Wanakee, and her and Nicki had a conversation because we're like, what needs to change? Because I was young and asking people, and so you guys, for Pete's sake, I've recruited Trisha Bless, and she's 20 years older than me, right? Is she? She's not that much older. She is 20 years older than me. But like to start having that confidence as a 20-something-year-old to recruit a mom of teenagers. So it's definitely a built skill. That's for sure.
Share that closing question again, Tammy, because right now March is the ticket and we are having conversations, but we have to ask the closing question.
Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to get started today for only $10? Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to? You guys, even when I ask my children that question, they're like, well, no. Cause like you instinctively want to say no when somebody asks you a question. So if we can ask them that question where they say no, which means yes. Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to get started today for only $10?
Then listen, and then listen.
And then
And so close with this, and I'm going to open it up for any questions or comments. Um, when you have that many career chats, you guys, some are going to be crazy. And so, Tammy, tell them about our one crazy one that we'll never forget.
I literally remember exactly where I was. I had just had a facial with this lady. She was a little much. And Nikki and I are on a three-way conversation. And we're talking, and all of a sudden, Nikki and I are just talking to each other on the phone. Like the person's still on the phone with us, but we're both like, wait a second, is she drunk? Like, what's happening? Like, she kept repeating herself. And like, we're like, where is this conversation going? I did not recruit her because I did not want to. I think we like hung up because we're like, what? Like, she started slurring her words. And so let's think about the quality of the people that we might be sharing this opportunity with, too, because that was something that I needed to change. Instead of asking the easy yeses of people who might need the Mary Kay Foundation, I started asking the hard yeses of people who I wanted to be a part of my organization and didn't need a handout.
Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys. All right. So I'm going to open it up, unmute. What are things that you maybe took away from this coach and player? And what's interesting, you guys, I reached out to her other coach, her adopted director, Lisa Rada, when she'd had all those conversations. And I said, how else can I assist Tammy? What have you noticed? Because she was in her physical space. I was not in her physical space. So it's always reaching up too. That's another great way to be coached, you guys. Um, great basketball players still have great coaches. Michael Jordan was like the best all-time basketball player. He still had a coach.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He still had a coach. And you know what? When he had issues, he always reached up too. Okay, so unmute. What did you take away from this conversation?
Good, Aurora. Aurora said how to use her launch party to work on reaching people even when she doesn't know a lot of people. So connecting with those people who came to your launch, whether it was in person or the virtual launch, or working to book those people for those initial parties. So booking those 8 parties to hold 5, right?
Letting them know you're in a challenge to see 30 faces, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
That has always been the core of, when I started Mary Kay, I needed to practice on 30 faces. And I think I was telling somebody this the other day when I started with my church directory. Those are the only people I knew. I literally pulled out my church directory and started cold calling. and just said, we may or may not know each other, but I'm going to challenge to, have 8 parties. I just scripted it out. And some people said yes, some people said no. But you know what? It worked. It
Mhm.
worked. I did the hard thing because I had that goal. I had that goal. Okay. Who else wants to unmute and share?
I found two things I'm not doing. I'm not booking from the parties well, and I'm not saying that question. Is there any reason why you couldn't get started today or however, but is there any reason why you couldn't?
Mhm.
And then be silent. That's good. Okay. So you wrote those things down. Okay. All right. So in our coaching session, we're going to talk about and you guys, know what to do. So write down, Lynette, before we talk tomorrow morning, because we have a coaching call tomorrow, write down, how are you going to get bookings from bookings? Because sometimes you guys, we know the answers. Sometimes it's self-coaching. And the reason you want to work that full circle, you guys, well, I'll share this story. The reason I got good at full circle, getting referrals, getting parties from parties, is my adopted director in Austin, Texas. See, Heidi lived in Louisiana. I was in Texas. Tammy's in Minnesota. Okay. We never lived by each other until like kind of now. And my adopted director, Mira Buck, said, this is how you work Mary Kay. You go to the mall and you meet strangers. So I went to the mall. And I was scared to death, you guys. I was 24 years old and I was scared to death. And I never talked to like strangers like that out and about. I just didn't. I can now because my confidence has grown. But back then, oh no. I went up to a lady at a kiosk, those kiosks in the malls. Do you guys, who remembers the mall? First off,
Oh,
do you guys
yeah.
remember
I
malls?
know the malls. Come
Okay.
on.
Okay. I went to a kiosk and I said, will you give me your name and phone number? I promise I'll never call you. And I went back to Mira and I said, I got one new lead. And I never called her, you guys. And I was like, and I remember calling Heidi and saying, I don't want to do that. And Heidi said, when's your first party? You guys, I booked my first party. I practiced that flip chart for hours. I memorized it. I memorized my flip chart. I did. I memorized it. And Renee Brands, who's my best friend, had my party. And I used the script. I just said, I'm going to challenge. I need to see 30 faces in 30 days. Can you have friends over? And I said, please invite people I don't know. And then I stopped the script and I said, hey, did that sound like I read it? And she goes, no, it sounded great. You did great. It was so funny. She's a consultant in our unit, you guys, just FYI. She had a party of 3 people. I remember it like yesterday. I sold 2 skincare sets. I sold $150. I booked 2 people. One of them was Carmen. The other person booked, it did not hold because 1 and 2 will hold, correct? Carmen held a party. She had 6 people. From that party, I booked 2 or 3. I got 2 recruits from her party, you guys. I did recruit Renee too. Um, and I got referrals, but I was adamant that I was going to get bookings from bookings because I never wanted to go to a mall again. If I went to a mall, I wanted to shop. And now, you guys, I could easily go to a mall and meet people. I met a lady at a gas station today and got her name and number.
Mhm.
Okay, because my confidence has grown. But I was so adamant of getting bookings from bookings. I played the follow-up game. I gave the hostess a gift for 2 bookings. I did all the things. I did all the things to try to get 2 bookings from every single party. And I will tell you, 1 and 2 will hold. Suzanne and Karen, they booked off of Carmen's. You guys, this was 27 years ago. I remember my first 30 faces. Okay. My other friend Darla had a party. Or no, Lindsay. Lindsay had a party with her family. She invited her best friend Darla. Darla had a party. Darla became a consultant. Lisa became a consultant. Lisa was my last order to earn my first car. And some of you have heard that story where it was taken to Dallas, Texas and handed in. That was from my first 30 faces, you guys. And it just ricocheted. When I moved to Michigan before I met Lori Starr, Lori, you might have even been at that party. I had Darcy Forret have a party for me. 15 people she had. I booked 5 parties off of it because I knew nobody and I begged her to have a party because I knew from one party, like Tammy said, you can change everything if you're intentional. If you're intentional. You guys, if you're not intentional with your parties, you will always be searching for more. Okay. And some of you love to do that, and that's great. And I do vendor events, I do ways to meet new people, but I wanted to be that good at a party because I didn't want to have to go to Target and talk to people
Yeah.
if I didn't want to. Okay. All right. So you got to start somewhere though. You got to start with one. And I remember another party in Michigan. I bribed her with $200 because she was quality. And I said, please have a party. And she had 15 people there because I was always ready for a lot of people, but that was a lot, you know. But my goal was I'm going to book from party to party. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because it works. It works. So if you're not good at that, you need to study that. And you ask Chat GPT, go to it tonight and say, how do I book from party to party with Mary Kay? Give me all the ideas because you know them. And now are you willing to do it? So number one, this is your weekly challenge. We want you to do the what is it called, Tammy?
Clifton Strength Finders.
Clifton Strengths Finder. We want you to do that this week before next Monday. Do it. Invest $15 in yourself to find out your strengths because we can better coach you when we know what your strengths are. Number two, you guys, you can plug into the events that are happening this week. There are two like marketing events called Dream Big on Wednesday and Sunday, hosted by Heidi and Kim McClure. They will be posted on our Facebook group after this. There's a bingo event that's on Thursday. That's product. Okay. Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to get started? Have conversations. Just have conversations. If they say no, great. You know, and if they say no, I always say, is that a hard no? Sometimes it is. That's fine. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. But it's only $10. It's only $10. Okay. And then you guys, you're going to have a coaching call with your sales director and she's going to ask you, number one, what's your money goal? What's your money goal? And make one. And then what are you willing to do to get it? We can't do it for you. You know, Jane and I were doing Voxer today, and it's like, we can't make anybody do anything. You guys, I never made Tammy do anything. She's not a success because she's my sister. Okay. How many of you have siblings? Okay. Do they have other careers? Are they successful? You're not a success because they're a success. Am I correct? It has nothing to do with it. She was coachable. You guys, she trusted the process and she didn't quit. Okay. Bingo is on Thursday. I'll pull it up here. Okay. Queenies, do you guys have anything that you guys want to share? And I'll post these flyers up right now so you guys can see them in a second. Amy was a queen. Lynette was a queen. You guys, Queenies, you guys want to close this up? And Lori, you're going to close it after I show the bingo and the flyers.
I'll close. Well, I'll share. So one thing that I actually am needing to really focus on is not being perfect. And my husband actually told me that, but I want to celebrate that I had a party that was over $600. Like, that's a big deal. Like, I was really excited about that when I first totaled it up. And then I have 3 bookings off of that party. 3. One of them is a one-on-one, but she wants to try the repair. And I'm going to ask her if she'll prove me wrong with repair. And then that's going to be my next thing because I show them the before and afters like on site. They're like, can they take care of this? And I'm like, yeah, like I think repair can take care of that. And then 2 of them are parties. So I have 2 parties and a one-on-one booked from that. And I went through the sheet because I actually didn't table close. I didn't table close them. But I closed them again. I just took the sheet and I read off. I said, what was your favorite part? Oh, I really like this. I was like, that's awesome. At your follow-up, it was not an option. It was not, would you like to have a follow-up with me? It was at your follow-up, what would you like to do? Would you like to have with friends or one-on-one? Well, I don't want to have a party. Or, oh yeah, that sounds like fun. Would we do this again? Yeah, you got it. You'll get all the special treatment. You get all of this. And one thing that I learned from Carla Reno, she did a training back in February and she was like, she has like this course, but she gave me a little blip of she starts coaching her hostesses the same week, but she's like, I don't send them a text and be like, thank you so much. She's like, I write a handwritten note. So what did I do today? What was on my 6 most important list? I wrote out 3 notes and I underlined when I'm meeting with them, the date and the time. And I said, I'm so looking forward to having this time with you. Thank you for showing up, because she has a 80% retention. I want 80% retention. So I'm assuming that all of them are going to hold. Am I prepared in the back of my mind that one might not hold? But one of them she's even having at my house, because she's like, I don't want to bring people to my house. I'm like, great, let's come to mine. So it works. But also, like, I need to be not so hard on myself. So if you're feeling a little bit hard on yourself because you didn't do something right, well, you can be a red jacket, you can skip the table close, and you can still walk away with 3 new bookings.
Did you use a set sheet for your table close? Did you use a set sheet?
Yeah,
Well, that's your table close, your set sheet.
yeah, I did. I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't do the set sheet.
No, I had the set sheet. It was in front of me. I just didn't do it. So I just took the set sheet with me to my individual closes and did it there.
Got it.
And then
Good.
I
We
took
still
notes. I took notes. I had them bring their customer card and I took notes on there. I answered the questions for them.
got it. Got it. Okay. Okay. So you figured out, because in your brain you have your 4 goals. So
Mhm.
whether it's perfect or not, you're still
Yep.
getting your 4 goals, getting
Yep.
follow-ups, getting career chats, getting referrals, and selling skincare.
Yep. And
Perfect.
most of the people either walked away with a little bit of skincare or with a lot of skincare. Or I have them booked to do advanced skincare.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, let me show these before you guys, so you guys have this, but your director is sharing this in your groups. So Wednesday is the Dream Big event. This is a marketing event. There will be free e-starts given away, you guys. I mean, for real. So it's 7 o'clock Central. It's on Zoom. It's all on the flyer, and then Sunday. So it's the last week. Let's go. This is what we're doing. Okay. So these are 2 marketing events plugged in for you guys. And then Thursday is the bingo. Okay. That is going to be marketing plus products. And I know that we have a lot of consultants who are signed up to do that, like who are gonna, and if you're signed up, you guys, you get guests. Okay. I mean, for sure. You say, hey, I'm doing this. Will you please come on? Okay. Shelby, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, been doing this spring into something new, and I got my list, make a list. And I have 21 that I messaged, but I have
Good.
10 that I career chatted. And then I have one new team member out of that. So I'm just gonna keep following up with them. Yeah, until midnight tonight.
Yes, because
So,
tonight they still go into the drawing. Yes.
right.
Ah, okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, we have Heidi's 4-minute video. They can watch it, have a conversation. Yes. And you guys are working. I love this. I love this. Oh my gosh. Okay. Any questions before Lori closes it? Do you guys all understand that it's go time? Let's go. March is the ticket. March is the ticket. You guys, we were on a director Zoom today, and some directors have in like 30 agreements. Yeah. And I'm like, what? It expanded my brain. I'm like, okay, Tim, how many do you guys have?
3.
3. Okay, we have 8, you guys. It's literally $10. We are making it too hard. We're just making it too hard. It is. Is there any reason why we couldn't order your kit? It's $10 and then go from there. But guys, just please, I'm begging you. Ask people. If they say no, they say no. But let's at least ask them. Okay, let's ask them. All right, Lori Starr, will you close us up tonight? She prepared a close for us all.
Hello. Okay. Um, Thanks for the opportunity to do this for one thing. And then if you can, what I'd like for you to do is look at the women who
We,
are wave at each other. So I know that you're looking.
oh, wait,
Say,
okay.
hello.
You want us to look at each other?
Well, you can look at each other if you want, like the old Brady Bunch.
I was
So,
doing that, but I can't see. I can't see I can't see you guys if I look over.
right? Well, on this team, we are more than just independent business owners. As we just learned from Nicki and Tammy, we are a circle of coaches and a community of players. When one of us succeeds, the ceiling rises for everyone. This week, lean on your teammates for that spark of inspiration and reach out to our coaches and directors, Nicki and Tammy, when you need a steady hand. We don't just grow our businesses, we grow each other too. Every great victory starts with a solid game plan, like the money goal that Nicki talked about, and a team that trusts the playbook. We have the skills, the products, and the heart. But remember, you also have a coach in your corner and a team at your back. If you hit a hurdle this week, don't go it alone. Reach out, check in, and let's problem solve together. We are smarter, faster, and much more impactful when we move as one. So that's something to keep in mind. Remember, leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about being a coach who listens and a player who shows up. Let's remember let us remember that we do know how to get leads and work on booking parties from parties. We've been taught just now. We've been coached. And remember when you reach out to that warm chatter person at the mall, or help a woman finally find a skincare routine that makes her feel seen, you aren't just selling, you're giving her a gift of confidence. Your expertise on these ingredients that are in the charcoal mask or the repair set, that could be your superpower. It's what makes you the expert she can finally trust. Be the teammate you'd want to have and the coach you'd want to follow. I'm so proud of the way this group supports one another. Remember, Nicki just said, March is the ticket. So this week, let's take that quiet authority and turn up the volume. Let's be bold in our invitations to dream big and bingo, intentional with our follow-ups, and absolutely confident in our energy. I'm so proud to run this race with you. Let's work hard on those money goals. Let's celebrate every single yes. And most importantly, let's have the most fun we've had all year. But don't forget one simple but powerful script. Is there any reason why you wouldn't want to start today for only $10?
Let's all unmute and give Lori a round. That was amazing. You summarized the entire meeting.
Yay, Lori.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Way to get it all in there.
Thanks, Lori.
Okay, ladies, let's go. Thank you for showing up tonight. Thank you for being a team player. And Lori said it all. Love you guys. Let's have fun. The most fun we've had. Let's do it. We got 9 days. Let's go. Let's go. Bye, my friends.